Hi, it's Sephora. I just wanted to let you know have been live here at the Grogan's Mill Market. We're closing up for the day, but I just wanted to kind of voice some of the issues that popped up. I've had people say they didn't know that the Woodlands was up for a corporation, and they heard about it, but they're not quite sure what it is. And some of the questions that they wanted to know, they actually brought up the Woodlands extension and how that affects. And so to answer your question about the Woodlands extension, that is a dead issue. They cannot extend Woodlands Parkway into the land that they had prior behind Woodlands Parkway. That whole plan has been shifted south to the Conroe area. I have found that out speaking with the developers directly. That information has been moved south. So even as a corporation, we can't have any control over that street because it has been renamed and moved out of our jurisdiction, whether or not we incorporate. So it has nothing to do with that. The other thing to know is that the land that was directly behind the Woodlands Parkway has actually been replotted, so you couldn't run a street through there anyway. So that's one of the things that has come up. The other question is, how is this going to affect businesses? What does that mean for the business? That's a good question. We're going to answer a little bit more in depth than what we're doing right here. The other question that popped up, because you have to know that it's important to people who have businesses here as well as the people who live here in the Woodlands. So it's really important to make sure we spread that word out. Another question that popped up is, how does it really affect me? I'm not quite sure how that affects me. Well, after attending the chamber event on Monday, it was discovered that pretty much 25% of the information or the monies that will be funding the corporation will be coming from the residents and property taxes. The other 75%, give or take, some details, will be coming from franchise taxes, which will affect businesses and big businesses coming in here. So if their taxes go up, this is going to affect if we're competitive with other areas around the Woodlands area. Another thing to know that most people did not know, the Woodlands is actually not official township. They are actually a special purpose district, one of 3 in the whole U.S. of United States. And so because of that, we have different restrictions than a typical city and under different regulations that we do have. The other thing is to note, the question that came up is that we're number 1. I heard we're number 1. Why are we doing anything about it if we're already number 1? How could we be number 1 if we had questions about the policing and different things like that? So I just want to let you know what questions are popping up. To also answer the policing information, we are contracted with police, and we are there are small zones that, according to Rand Henderson, that the Woodlands is set up. And so because of those small zones, those sheriffs and constables that's in that area pretty much knows who's in that area, as opposed to if we had our own city, then it would be one big city, so that you have to adjust what areas need help or not. Another thing to note on the police, I did ask if anybody had questions and how their police have been working with them. I haven't heard anyone tell me they had any questions about the police today, as far as how they have been. The next thing to share some specific information, as the crime rate has gone up all around the Woodlands area, even into Conroe, into Houston. Here in the Houston area, we have not had that same problem. In fact, our murders have gone down 50%, while all the other areas have been going up. So according to Rand Henderson, the sheriff, he said that is due to the relationship that the police have been making with their residents. So, and that's possible because of the smaller zones that they are able to do because we are unincorporated. So I just want to get that information out there. That's a long list, but I wanted to kind of keep you up to date what's going on and where I am to make sure I am the servant for the residents and getting the information that they are looking for to provide to you. Thanks. Have an amazing day.